Hey there, fellow travelers. We often think of travel as a way to see new places, try new foods, and take a break from the everyday. But it's so much more than that. Travel is a fantastic way to dive headfirst into the humanities. History, philosophy, art, music, literature, you name it. Travel transforms history from dusty textbooks into living, breathing experiences. Imagine standing on the Acropolis, feeling the weight of centuries as you gaze upon the Parthenon, or strolling through the Roman Forum, picturing the orators and citizens who once walked those paths. Wander through a medieval town in Europe, its narrow streets seemingly untouched by time. Explore a traditional Japanese garden in Kyoto, its serene beauty a testament to centuries of tradition. These experiences connect us to the past in a way that books simply can't. Now let's talk about art. We all love visiting museums, right? Some works of art resonate more deeply in their original context. It's like the difference between a postcard and standing on that mountaintop. Imagine the Sistine Chapel, taking in Michelangelo's frescoes. The scale, colors, and light, it's beyond any art history book. You're not just observing art, you're immersed in it. Think about the Musée d'Orsay, once a train station, now home to impressionist masterpieces. Gazing at Monet's water lilies, you imagine Parisian life beyond the canvas, art in dialogue with its surroundings. Powerful art experiences happen in unexpected places. Picture a small village in Mexico, discovering a local artisan's workshop. Seeing their passion and skill firsthand connects you to human creativity. One of the most eye-opening aspects of travel is how it challenges our perspectives and expands our understanding of different philosophies and ways of life. When we step outside our familiar bubble, we encounter cultures with different values, beliefs, and ways of seeing the world. It's like taking a crash course in global perspectives. Think about visiting a bustling market in Marrakech, Morocco. The sights, sounds, and smells are a sensory overload, and the art of bargaining is a delicate dance of wit and charm. You quickly realize that communication goes beyond words. It's about gestures, expressions, and a shared understanding of cultural cues. Or imagine spending time in a rural village in Southeast Asia. The sense of community is palpable. People live in close proximity, share meals together, and support each other through thick and thin. These encounters can be challenging, even a little disorienting at times, but that's where the real learning happens. We begin to question our own assumptions about the right way to live, think, and interact with the world. Travel reminds us that there are many paths to happiness, fulfillment, and a meaningful life. History is much more than dates and battles. It's about the human stories that unfold within those historical events. Imagine standing on the beaches of Normandy, France, picturing the D-Day landings, the sacrifices made, the bravery displayed. It all becomes incredibly real. Or visiting Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, a solemn reminder of the atomic bomb's impact. These places aren't just tourist destinations, they're sacred ground. They remind us of the human cost of conflict and the importance of peace. One of the greatest joys of travel is immersing yourself in a new language. It's like unlocking a secret code to a whole new world of communication and cultural understanding. Even if you only learn a few basic phrases, the effort alone shows respect and opens doors to meaningful interactions. Imagine strolling through a local market in Italy, the air filled with the melodic sounds of Italian conversations. You might not understand every word, but you can feel the passion, the humor, the musicality of the language. Or think about trying to order food in a small restaurant in Thailand. Even if you stumble over the pronunciation, the locals will appreciate your effort and often respond with warmth and helpfulness. These small interactions can lead to unexpected friendships and cultural exchanges. Language is more than just words. It's a reflection of a culture's history, values, and worldview. Learning even a little bit of the local language can give you insights into the nuances of a culture that you might otherwise miss. For those of us who love literature, there's something magical about visiting the places that inspired our favorite authors and stories. It's like stepping into the pages of a book and watching the narrative come to life. Imagine yourself strolling along the cobblestone streets of Dublin, Ireland, retracing the steps of Leopold Bloom from James Joyce's Ulysses. Or picture yourself wandering through the English countryside, picturing the rolling hills and charming villages that inspired Jane Austen's novels. These literary pilgrimages allow us to connect with stories on a deeper level. We begin to understand the landscapes, the cultures, and the social contexts that shape the author's imagination. And it's not just about famous authors. Sometimes the most powerful literary experiences come from discovering local folktales and myths. Imagine sitting around a campfire in the Australian outback, listening to Aboriginal elders share their Dreamtime stories, passed down through generations. These stories offer insights into a culture's beliefs, values, and relationship with the natural world. One of the most profound realizations I've had through my travels is that despite our differences in language, culture, and customs, there's a fundamental human experience that connects us all. We all share the same basic emotions, desires, and aspirations. Imagine sitting down for a meal with a local family in Vietnam. Even if you don't speak the same language, you can communicate through smiles, laughter, and the simple act of sharing food. You'll find that hospitality and generosity are universal languages. Or think about attending a local festival in Brazil, the streets alive with music, dancing, and vibrant costumes. You might not understand the traditions or the language, but you can't help but be swept up in the joyous energy and sense of community. Travel reminds us that we're all part of something much larger than ourselves. Music and dance, they're the universal languages of emotion, rhythm, and storytelling, and every culture expresses itself through its unique musical and dance traditions. Travel gives us the incredible opportunity to experience these art forms in their authentic contexts, adding a whole new dimension to our understanding of different cultures. Imagine yourself in a dimly lit flamenco bar in Seville, Spain, the air thick with anticipation. The flamenco dancer takes the stage, her every step, every gesture, a story of passion, pride, and raw emotion. The music, the dance, the atmosphere, it's an experience that transcends language and cultural barriers. Or picture yourself in a bustling marketplace in Ghana, West Africa, the air filled with the rhythmic drumming and infectious energy of traditional music. You can't help but tap your feet and move to the beat, drawn into the vibrant tapestry of sound and movement. These experiences allow us to connect with cultures on a visceral level. One of the most valuable lessons travel teaches us is the importance of empathy and ethical awareness. When we encounter different ways of life, some of which might challenge our own values and beliefs, it forces us to confront our own biases and assumptions. Imagine yourself volunteering at a local community project in Nepal, working alongside people who have very different lifestyles and resources. Or picture yourself having a conversation with someone from a culture with different views on social issues or political systems. These encounters can be uncomfortable at times. They might challenge our preconceived notions and force us to reevaluate our own values. But that's where the real growth happens. Travel reminds us that there are many different ways of seeing the world, and that our own perspective is just one among many. It encourages us to approach these differences with humility, curiosity, and a willingness to listen and learn. As we've seen, travel is much more than just sightseeing. It's a journey of discovery, both outward and inward. It's about connecting with the human experience across time and cultures, deepening our understanding of the humanities in a way that no textbook ever could.